Well, hey there everybody, how y'all doing? Hope everybody's having a wonderful day or night, and welcome back to my channel. As always, I'm Deluxe. Alright, let's do another freaking Transformer review because I love some freaking Transformers. And today we'll be taking a look at Yolopark AMK Pro Series. This is Megatron from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. It's an easy to build model kit. I just did a sound wave recently, but yeah, looks good. This is a slipcover, but beautiful artwork. Love the wraparound right there. So Revenge of the Fallen. On the back, like I said, basically it's a skeleton, and you just build upon it. Pretty good. So you can switch. It does have some electronics. Unfortunately, I probably won't have the batteries for it, but you get accessories. Very nice. And then Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen. All right, let's see if I can take this off real quick. Alrighty. Pretty cool. All right, once again, there's Megatron right there. Looks really good. Once again, the wraparound. I love that. Decepticons. AMK Pro Series 22 centimeter model kit. No glue, no paint, no tools required. Easy to snap on. Everything. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get everything out, show you the layers and everything. Show you there's like probably 4 trays. Then I'm going to build it off of camera, and then we'll talk about Megatron and everything. But like, shares, prayers, and Care Bears. Hit that sub button for me if you don't mind. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram, and go to Show Z. Buy you some Transformers at the top. Hit Deluxe 32. Really helps out the channel. And if you want to become a member, hit the join button below. So let's get right to it. Let's talk about Yolopark AMK Pro Series. This is Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. Let's go. All right, so there are all the trays. Like I said, there's 4 trays. Anything like I said, basically it's a skeleton. You get the main skeleton, and then you just build up upon it. You do have the stand and all that stuff. I'll show everything out that when I get it out. All right, first you get the QR codes. Go to Yolopark, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. And you get instructions. Like I said, he doesn't transform, but he does, you do have to build it together, put it together. Like I said, it's easy. And it looks like it takes 2 LR621 batteries for the lights, or for the eyes to light up and everything. So if you got the LR621s, you can use that. Unfortunately, I do not have them, but there you go, all the stuff and everything. So very nice. All right, like I said, there's the 4 trays. Like I said, most of this is the main skeleton right here and here. You can just build upon it. But yeah, let me get everything out, and I'm gonna build it off camera and come back. Then I'll also show off some of the accessories and everything for you. So yep, let's get right to it, and let's talk about some Yolopark Megatron. Man, I'm excited. Let's go. All right, so I'm going to show you a couple of the extra things. Now, he doesn't come with the pre-order special, extras that all the other ones came with. Only thing came with, like I said, he does come with the stand. This is the Decepticon symbol. It is the magnet that will activate. He does have electronics on his eyes and on the gun too as well. We'll look at that in a second. But here's the rod. It's nice and bendable, so you can shape it any way you want to. Same stand that they all get, silver, gold, nice sculpt work and everything. Looks pretty good. You just put this little Decepticon symbol right there. You can just play it like that, and you just screw this in, and then we'll see that. Now, like I said, his gun comes together. You got to put a couple pieces together, but love the sculpt work. Love the dry brushing, the battle damage. Very nicely done. Your little gold paint right here. All this is painted. Nice gunmetal silver and everything. This does move a little bit right here. He does, like I said, he does have batteries. You got to pull this out right here. It has a little battery compartment in there. You put the battery in there. Same ones that go with the head and everything. And a nice gold paint right there. And this will have a little light, a little blue light right there that you can use. But unfortunately, I do not have the batteries for it. And these don't move too right here. It's on a hinge, so you can chomp, chomp, chomp like that. But nicely done. A little ball peen or a little slot right there. You just put it in the hand. I'll show you that in a little bit. But there you go. That is the only thing that kind of extra that he comes with. All right, on to the main attraction, and here is Yolopark Megatron from Revenge of the Fallen. Man, look at all those shards of goodness, man. Man, you may not like the Bayverse designs, but man, they did a great job, captivating that look from him from the movie. Man, look at all the paint, all that dry brush and all that battle damage, the kind of the bronze copper kind of thing going on. You do got Cybertronian writing throughout right here and right there, a little bit right here, which looks really good. Moving on, you got the mangled hands. You got that articulation. I'll show you that in a little bit. You got the waist area, the legs, the knee pads. And then you got the kind of the tank treads with alt mode, which was kind of like a spaceship tank thing going on. But die cast throughout. You got some die cast pieces, so it's got a nice weight to it, evened out. All that gold, all this gunmetal silver is painted. Once again, the other hand, mangled out and everything. Then you got the back, you got the thrusters, which look really good. Once again, got some Cybertronian writing and got some nice battle damage to it. Looks really good. You got the spinal cord, got the little thrusters back here on his hips. Looks good on the back of the legs. Once again, nicely detailed and sculpted out and painted. Looks very good. All right, so let's go over articulation real quickly. All right, we'll just go over it. So with most of the head sculpt, you got the little piece right here on the base, and you go with the and then you got the ball peg that is can go into the head. So you look down quite a bit. You look up quite a bit too as well. I like that. Love the head sculpt. The mouth does open too as well. That's pretty good. Got the nice red eyes. Looks good. You can go all the way around. You got to manipulate a little bit from the shoulders and the little back piece, but you can do that, and you get a little attitude as well. So nice head sculpt and nice movement too as well. So these move. The shoulder pads, this one kind of pops off a little easily. Just be careful with that. It is on ball peg, kind of a hinge thing. So you can say, yeah, I know it's going to pop off. So just pop that back on. So you got this movement right here in the inside of the armpit, and then you got movement right here. So you can kind of get the full 90 degree out there. Like I said, just be aware this will pop off. It's on a ball peg. Just pop it back on. You can go all the way around, which is nice. You do have a nice butterfly, and it brings out some of that nice details and everything. That is die cast right there. All right, so you got that. So you got a nice elbow bend. So you got elbow bend right here and here. So you got the double, so you get the full range, which is nice. These are model kits, just be aware of that. Bicep swivel, see these little pieces right here. Let me put that back on. Man, that thing just sharding out everywhere. All right, so you do got a bicep swivel. That's nice. You got a swivel. You got a swivel right here too as well. Fingers, tons of it. Articulation, got hinges right here, all the fingers and then move. You got hinges right here, another hinge. So you got tons of articulation with these hands and everything. So that's pretty good. And same thing over here, same thing, hinges everywhere. So you can move those fingers and everything really good. All right, so you got a waist swivel. You got a I'm a little teapot action going on, and you got a nice little ab crunch, so you can look up too as well. So that's pretty good. Get them some decent poses right there. All right, moving on down to the legs and everything. Oh, before move on, the waist swivel, you may run into these little pieces right here, but I've kind of cleared it most of the time, so you can get about to right there. That's really all you need, to be honest, but you can spin all the way around. All right, so with the legs and the waist, everything, you can kick up about right there, but he does have a drop down, which is nice, so you can kick up and you can move out a little bit if you want to kick up a little further. And same thing going back, which is nice, and you can Van Dam all day, every day. All this pieces is die cast. Nice weight to it. You got waist thigh swivel, which is nice. And then moving on down to the knee. So you can move this piece right here. Back here, it's on a hinge. If you want to get the, about the 90 degrees for that. That's good. So you just move those pieces out of the way and move it back. You do have a swivel right here for the foot, and you got a little hinge right here too as well. Let me bring this. Okay, so you got a hinge right here too as well for the knee. That's the knee bend right there. You got a swivel for the foot, toe tilt up and back. Like I said, and you get the nice rocker too as well. Get a huge rocker, so that's good. So very nice and everything. So there you go. And with the ab crunch, you do get to see more of the vertebrae, which is nice. And the thrusters back here do move. They're on a ball peg, so you can move them a little bit up and down, a little back and forth, so you can move them up if you want to. So they got that option, so that's pretty good. And once again, here's the back. Very nice. All right. Here is Megatron all hunched over. There he is. So there is the sculpt work and the articulation for Revenge of the Fallen Yolopark Megatron. All right, real quick to put on the cannon, like I said, you just take off the other hand right there, and you just put this in the hole. Giggity. And this will have his cannon right there. And if you want to use the stand, what you're going to do is you're going to take this little piece off right here. You got to kind of grab it right there, and then you just stick it up there. If you want to use the stand, you can do that as well. So like I said, yeah, it doesn't come with anything really extra. Let's put that little plug back in there. But there he is with his cannon. Same articulation, got a swivel, hinge and everything. Like I said, you can move these, everything like that. If you do have the batteries, you can, light up his eyes and the cannon. So there you go. There is his accessories. All right, real quick, I got some bad news. Okay, so I was trying to pose him for some pictures and everything. Be careful. Make sure you move this, because this piece snapped off into there, right there. Like I said earlier, what I showed you, you can move this, hinge it, to bend the knees. Well, I tried to bend his knee without moving it quick enough, and it snapped right off. So just be careful. I mean, it's not gonna, he's not gonna be, looking, facing backwards anyways. I'm gonna probably reach out to Yolopark, see if maybe I can get this extra piece, hopefully sent to me or something like that. I don't know. I don't even know how I would even take that apart. I'd have to unscrew some stuff probably, but yeah. So just be careful when you're moving. If you're trying to do the knee bend with this, if you don't move this out of the way, it will definitely snap. So just be careful. Yeah. So, but you don't affect anything in the way it looks, from the front, but just, it kind of sucks and everything. So yeah, just be careful. All right, real quick, there he is next to the AMK Pro Series. This is the Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, and then AMK Pro Series, this is Bumblebee Soundwave. And there's MP44 Optimus Prime. You got X-Transbots Bulkhead, you got Magic Square Swindle, Takara Masterpiece Sideswipe, and then Tits McGee Ratgar. And there's some more scale for you. And Crapagonics, Crappy Toilet Paper, AAA Battery, Carmix, Care Bears, Kicker, and Squeaks. More scale. Well, hey there, everybody. If you made this far, as always, I freaking appreciate that. All right, final thoughts on this is Yolopark AMK Pro Series. This is Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. Overall, beautiful piece. Like I said, you may not like the Bayverse designs, but they did a great job, just doing the, mold and everything. Looks good. Tons of sculpt work and details are great. The paint on it is spectacular as always. Articulation, even though this is like a, shard-infested, robot, you do got some decent articulation. You got everything really you need, and that's good. Biggest issue I had, like I said, I did break a piece off of mine. Be careful. Like I said, right here on this, it is on a hinge. If you do the knee bend, you're going to have to move it out of the way. Unfortunately, I forgot about it, and it snapped that off. So hopefully I can get out of Yolopark. It doesn't, really affect anything as far as the look, because, you're going to be facing forward anyways. So it really doesn't affect that. But it just sucks that I knew that I broke off a piece. I always will remember that I had that piece broken off. So you do get the cannon. It does have some light up effects. Unfortunately, I did not have the batteries, but it looked pretty good with the light up eyes and everything. At least they painted the eyes, so if you don't use the lights, he doesn't have the dead look, so that's pretty good. So I like that. You get the cannon. It does have a light effect too as well, but if you don't use it, it's it's fine. You get the little arm, little strong arm. Grab my strong hand and everything. So but yeah, overall nice sculpt. Nice sculpt work and details. I went but overall, nice piece and everything. It just sucks I did break off a piece on the back and everything, but it does look good and everything. Easy to build. Like I said, just follow the instructions on with the just follow the instructions, and yeah, very nice. And you get the stand too as well. It's a nice little stand. You don't even have to use this. If you want to, you can. But it's a pretty cool option they threw in if you want to display it like that. So hope you like my review. Hit me up some likes, shares, prayers, and Care Bears. Hit that sub button for me if you don't mind. Hit me up some comments. Tell me thought of the review. Is anybody getting this guy? And I guess I'll see you in the next Transformer review. And as always, be good to yourself. Hell freaking Transformers and hell freaking Yolopark, man. Once again, another banger. Man, these things look so good. I love these in 3.0, man. They're really one of my favorite companies to get and everything. Very nice. All right, good night, folks.